SOLIDFPS here, and in this video we'll be taking a look at the current meta build for pushing to the highest possible difficulty in Suicide Squad's current endgame. Every legitimate player at the top of the leaderboard is using something like this, and in this video you'll get a deep dive look at why it works and how. If you like this sort of content, make sure to keep tabs on my YouTube channel by subscribing to this channel for updates and notifications as they happen. Before we get started, you should know that this game also has Twitch drops for the launch month. Feel free to come on over, fire up the stream on one of your other screens and hang out. My community is really into looter shooters, so if you're looking for a clan or maybe some capable teammates, then you can also join our Discord, link in the description below. With that said, let's get right into it. Finite Crisis is the base endgame experience right now, and this is basically the game's Season 0. What's really important here is that we look at the mutators to figure out how this changes our gameplay. On this screen, we can see a few gameplay mechanics that we have to play around. Boom. Very annoying, kind of anti-fun, but basically don't be on top of any enemies when they die. This also makes any kills within melee range kind of a liability, so be aware of this one. Leeching bullets. Not a big problem, but I have noticed enemies heal off my bots in solo play. Overcharged grenades. This one is incredibly beneficial to us as it improves our grenade explosion radius. Ultra evolution. Haven't really seen this one be an issue in my time climbing, so I just ignore it. Overwhelming power. This one shows how important it is to shield harvest enemies as it can give us up to 250% more damage. But wait, there's more. While you're inside an incursion, you can go to the map and check the mastery levels info down below. And here we see a hidden mutator that is the most important one of them all, Affliction Immunity. We have to crit every enemy we see before applying afflictions if we want them to work at all. Throughout our mastery climb, we'll see all of these items as we progress. A normal person will likely want to climb to at least mastery rank 20 per incursion to farm up all the tier sets. You can set your sights even higher if you want the gold shader by pushing to a total Finite Crisis mastery rank of 100, which is around 33 to 34 mastery per incursion. Using the seasonal tier 3 set, I was able to scale my build up to completing an individual incursion at around mastery rank 55 to 60 before the enemy HP scaling got too insane. Which brings us to the current meta that lets us push the master rank cap of 200, Burn. I can confirm from pushing the leaderboard to the highest available difficulty that Burn seems to scale off of an enemy's max health. This is the only consistent way we have of dealing with the exponential health scaling of enemies. Our main weapon is Black Mass Bulletstorm. This is how we apply Burn to enemies at distance by quickly spraying every mob in a pack to mark them, which causes a fire explosion that applies Burn to all enemies around the marked targets. Looking at augments, you need to have crit chance because of the Affliction mutator. Nothing seems to scale burn damage in this slot, so we take Shield Harvest. And damage to infuse since it doesn't say with this firearm. Our other weapon is a Super Spreader Shotgun. It turns out that the talent on this gun actually works even if the gun itself doesn't kill enemies. It just has to be out in your hands when enemies die from burn to spread it to others. Looking at augments, you need to have crit chance because of the Affliction mutator. Again, nothing seems to scale burn damage in this slot, so we take Shield Harvest. And again, damage to infuse since it doesn't say with this firearm. I also recommend looking for a stack deck shotgun when playing the incursion with the big brutes that explode. I use this to massively buff my single target damage and augment it to generate suicide strikes faster so I can use them to interrupt the brute explosion. Our melee weapon is Two Faces Persuader. We use this for the villain synergy with Bane set since it guarantees grenade generation on Shield Harvest. Looking at augments, I take Shield Harvest chance, Suicide Strike resource generation for a passive boost, and Affliction resource on hit to build that up much faster. Our melee affliction is a fully supercharged Diablo Blaze. When we hold melee, we'll have another way to apply burn in an AoE. Our grenade has to have the volatile personality talent. The reason we use this one is that you just need grenade ammo to apply grenade afflictions, and this one gives us plenty of ammo and makes it easy to get more. I prefer clusters since they hit multiple times and have a large AoE. Looking at augments, we'll always run Explosion Radius. Shield regeneration on hit since it gives us a way to sustain ourselves, and Traversal Attack on hit since it helps us generate our traversal faster. Our Grenade Affliction is also a fully supercharged Diablo Blaze. When we hold Grenade, we'll have another way to apply burn in an AoE. If you don't already have a Super Spreader, you can craft one of any weapon type over at Penguin. This should be unlocked either through side quests or pushing your open world difficulty to the max. The same goes for the Volatile Personality Grenade. This also can be crafted and you can keep rolling for clusters or whatever version you'd like. Our shield needs to be Heatwave's Molten Skin. Since the goal is to burn everything, this shield will help us stay alive in the highest difficulties by giving us invulnerability. Looking at augments, you need to have crit chance because of the Affliction Mutator. Damage reduction just for some added survivability when invulnerability falls off. Electric resist to help with lightning storms and the debuff snipers put on you, otherwise you can just go with damage at full shields to help scale the burn a little bit more. Our traversal mod is Turtle's Still Force Conduit. The talent on this thing is insane. It gives us up to 500% more damage while we're moving, and in the endgame, we're always moving. Looking at augments, we'll grab damage to grunts, damage to brutes, and damage to enemies at 25 meters or further so we can cook enemies we tagged with Bulletstorm. 25 meters is a lot closer than you think, and you can test this yourself out in the open world by marking a waypoint near you and walking up to it to see for yourself. Our neck mod is going to be a tier 3 Bane piece. The 1 piece bonus is going to help scale our burn damage as enemies get weaker. It's also important to have since it's going to help us unlock our villain synergies. Looking at augments, I get electric resist, damage reduction from brutes for more survivability, and damage to burning for stronger burn. In our lucky charm slot is Jinx's Unlucky Coin. This thing is also a huge source of damage since you always get 250% more damage to afflicted. It also rotates every 5 seconds, giving you 750% more damage with burn for 5 seconds out of every 20 seconds in that rotation. Looking at augments, I take ammo on crit to stay topped off, electric resist, or you can take grenade drop chance here if you'd like, and damage to burning for stronger burn. Shark is really good for this build since he can use shotguns, heavies, and has great movement and interrupts with skills. Since the build mostly comes down to burning things and not dying, I'll quickly cover Shark's talent tree by only covering the decisions I made and how they help. Splash Zone lets our melee hit effects ramp up faster when enemies are stacked up. Shotgun Typhoon helps us make enemies shield harvestable on first shot. Horned Shark helps with combo generation when using our heavy weapon. Ferocious Jaws passively increases our critical hit chance by 10%. Tidal Pool scales our damage up by up to 50% when we're surrounded. Bullet Feeding Frenzy improves our survivability when we're shooting our heavy weapon. Shark Rage boosts all damage dealt by 75% when at 40x combo. Ocean Blessing gives us more shield harvest chance at 5x combo. Royal Dominion improves our survivability against enemies near us. Royal Resurrection gives us cheat death. Imperial Guard for survivability. Dominating Strike for suicide strike generation. Primal Assault for shield harvest damage. This choice doesn't matter at all at high mastery. Unchained Power for survivability since we don't need firearm damage. Strong Swimmer for movement. Crashing Drop for more AoE with traversal. Death Recharge for faster traversal buildup. Shark Recuperation for shield regeneration while airborne. And finally, Ultimate Shark Strikes for a free Suicide Strike cooldown reset, even though our squad ultimate shouldn't really be used at all when we're burning things. Looking at the squad skills that unlock when you hit level 30 for the first time, I recommend grinding your other 3 characters up to level 30 so you can reach everything in here. Then I would start by filling out all the XP boosts in the blue side, fill out crit chance on the red side. 10 points in electric resist should bring you up to 100 if your gear rolls are maxed. After that, we just need more damage like damage to brutes and damage to grunts, and more utility or survivability if we put more points into things like damage reduction or grenade drop chance. I put 1 point into all the relevant stat nodes so you can see them in this video. If you grind the last Gizmo side quest long enough without completing it, you should be able to easily fill this out with enough time. That should cover everything involved in this King Shark build. If you like this kind of content from me, make sure to like and subscribe. Don't forget, I am a full-time streamer over on Twitch, and this game does have Twitch drops for the entire launch month, so if you want to pick these skins up, drop on over at twitch.tv/SOLIDFPS. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.
I'd like to deliver the killing blow on this incubator. I made an example of this incubator. The example is death.
Stopping the incubator by incubator will take considerable time, Task Force X.
My kill count is sky high. Quickly, exploit this incubator's weakness. I bested the incubator! Vengeance is sweet, but also sour.
Task Force X, you are only frustrating me in line with my simulation.
Ah, the crystals we grow, like a mythical punishment. Eliminate our enemies guarding this crystal. I accept.
To me, a simple tool. To you, a supercomputer.
Attack this incubator's exposed inner.
Make the exit portal your priority, especially as I have deprioritized the Prometheum shield.
Hurry home to your master's little earthlings. I'm sure they've kept your kennels warm.
Looks like they ain't letting up. That's all for you.